approval of agenda.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Maybe I'll just give notice for the next meeting, but it's an issue up there on 3 Kenley Drive, and Alex is familiar with it, with Connie McDonald. And the other issue is the email that I sent to you from UBCM, Union of BC Municipalities, about the cannabis production odor prevention. I don't know if that falls under this committee or not, but it does have a proposed resolution to put more, not pressure, but to provide more guidance to the cannabis producers to follow the Health Canada guidelines. So could I just...
Yeah. So Alex, is that all right if we put those on maybe the next agenda?
Yeah, I don't...
For that meeting?
Sure. Yep.
I just didn't want to bring it up under business arise, and I just thought I'd give it to you right now and then just give you notice. I got some background information too, Alex.
Yeah.
I can forward.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect, Your Worship. Send that over to them. That way they're prepared to be able to present some kind of package.
That's it
as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So back to the approval agenda, please.
Yeah.
Moved and seconded. Thank you. Adoption of the minutes from the meeting on March 2nd.
I'll move.
By Julie. Thank you. Need a seconder?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. All right. Any business arising from the minutes? All right. Seeing none. So we'll move into the discussion on the Fish Bones Pergola. Alex, is that you're taking that one?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So look, I think everybody's familiar with what happened last year with the pergola on Victoria Road. In order to avoid that problem this year, the Murphys came in really early in February. They wanted to get on top of this early. But when they came in February, they were proposing a sort of a revamped structure. It's going to be a steel structure. It'll be much more permanent. And then, so they made their application. And then before I had any real time to get it to the committee, we got into the whole COVID thing. But in the interim, the city is in the process of sending out a request for proposals with the Charlottetown Area Development Corporation to totally redo that street and possibly Sydney Street. And the issue has historically been in there is that the fire department has been nervous about the pergola, some other encroachments in there because of their ability to get a truck in there, fire truck. So that was all last year's issues. So this year, I think Greg spoke to possibly the Murphys, and I spoke to them as well about their proposal. I didn't really want to entertain a brand new proposal for a permanent structure in there. So we get some feedback in regard to how these new streets will be revamped from a design perspective. And then once we have that, we can give that to all of the business owners, and they can sort of design, whether it's a pergola or their restaurants or their fencing to this new standard. So the Murphys fairly readily agreed to go back to what they had there last year. So I recirculated that to fire and police. All of the parties that were involved in it last year. None of the staff are opposed to permitting what they had last year. There was, in last year's approval, they had to sign a document indicating, their obligations in regard to making sure they met all this criteria. But with that, if council is comfortable with that, we'll forward that on to the next council meeting. And you folks, if you so desire and recommend to get it approved, we can ensure that that's ready to go at the time that they're ready to go for this new season.
Thank you, Alex. All right. Any questions for Alex?
Greg?
Yes, sir.
I don't have the report right in front of me, but I think in the report that staff wrote, they mentioned the pergola is maybe 5 feet away from an existing building now, and they'd like to see it 10 feet away. Is that the existing pergola they used last year, or was this the new one that they were proposing that was going to get closer to the building?
Jason, it's Alex. That's what there was a little bit of background in there from last year. That's how they built it, 5 feet from the building. And that was the big issue that all of the staff, including police and fire, on it at 10 feet from the building. So that's one of the requirements that this year, again, it's got to be set back 10 feet from the building.
Okay. So was it set? So Alex, was it set 10 feet away last year? Or was it 5?
Well, when they originally set it up, it was 5 feet away,
Yeah,
and then
but
they had to make those adjustments.
Okay, perfect.
And this year, we'd be recommending again that they have to be 10 feet away.
Yep. Your Worship, you're on mute.
Alex, that would be for fire reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what it is what we're looking for on this RFP is to design a roadway that doesn't have any curbs on it. And when the fire department goes into that area, they need 20 feet unobstructed level area to drop the legs on their rig. And with the curbs in there, they don't have enough space. So there's been other issues there, not only with the pergola, but putting tables out onto the street they've been uncomfortable with. But if we can transition to a new design in there, and it's all level in there, and it's not only just to accommodate fire trucks, it's to create a pedestrian bikeway, and where cars can travel through it. It's kind of a European model, much more like Argyle Street in Halifax. We may see that design can work other places in the city to quiet some of the traffic in these high pedestrian areas in the summertime. But what will happen if we go with that proposal? I'm pretty confident the fire department will be less concerned about these type of annual approvals, and they'll just say, look, as long as we can get our rig in there, we got the 20 feet, we'll be happy. But if there's no curb, then there'll be like 40 feet of unobstructed area in there to do their work.
Yeah, but again, the purpose of going back, like the 10-foot distance was to more fire prevention, correct?
Well, one was fire prevention. The other one is that on the original Victoria Mall agreement, they have to maintain the sidewalk adjacent to the buildings, and that was restricting movement there as well. So there's 2 or 3 reasons why it needed to be set back 10 feet, but that was one of the reasons as well. The fire department thought it was too close.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Your Worship. Jason, did you have a follow-up question? I wasn't sure you were about to say something. I wasn't sure if you wanted to follow up question to Alex's response.
I did, Greg. It was just a separate issue again. I thought I'd seen in the report, I don't know if it was last year, that they had some paver stones that got damaged, and I don't know if they are to be replaced or if they can be replaced. It sounded like you can't really buy them anymore. So I'm just wondering if it was to go up, who is responsible for kind of leave it as you find it.
Jason, that was in the agreement that they signed last year, that if they damaged them, they had to replace them, or I'm not certain. I can check with Scott Adams. It's in the same agreement this year that if you do any damage in there, that you have to replace that. So I think that's covered, but I don't know whether there was any damage last year or whether they replaced it. But before the council meeting next Monday, I'll find that out from Scott Adams.
Yeah, so Jason, number 7 says staff will undertake an inspection of the right-of-way when the pergola is removed to determine whether any damage to the right-of-way has occurred. And number 8 says the pergola structure supports not to be affixed to the street pavers in a manner that damages the bricks.
Yeah, okay. And I read it this afternoon quickly, Greg, and I don't have it right in front of me. I just thought I read that there may have been some damage, and if there is damage, they're not easily to be replaced, I guess. Like, I don't know if they don't make that kind anymore or something. I just throwing that out there.
Okay, Alex, can you check with Scott Adams on that one?
Yep, I'll follow up.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right. Okay, so I think we need a motion. So there's 2 options. One, we approve similar to that of last year, or 2, which is to deny the proposed pergola. So
I'm going to put on that we accept what we had last year, and we move ahead.
okay, perfect. Moved. Anyone want to second that motion?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. All right. So moved and seconded. So all in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask one thing though? Can Jason's brick damage be consideration for that? That maybe something's added where if there's problems that there's their responsibility to fix it.
It is in the agreement. So
Already.
again, Alex will follow up with Scott Adams just to ensure that that any damage last year is going to be taken care of, and that no further damage will take place.
Good point.
Okay, so is there anyone opposed?
None.
None. All right. So motion carries. So Alex, you can put that towards council, I guess, for next week or not next week. Yeah, it's next week. All right. I need a motion to adjourn.
I got it.
Perfect. Moved and seconded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason, can you give me a quick call?
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.